Hi everyone, thank you for watching this video. I'm here with Alana. I've done two other collaborations with her on my channel, one about Nofap and one about veganism and carnivore diet. What a cute mug you have there. Yeah, so today we wanted to do a video talking about how to turn lust into creativity. I've seen Alana making a lot of great content surrounding this and NoFap, and she's like literally really becoming an expert on it. I really enjoy your videos about it, and
Thank you.
yeah, I we've been on this NoFap journey for a long time, so we both have our insights, and yeah, we wanted to talk about our insight on this particular topic: how to turn lust into creativity. And first, I wanted to ask you to introduce yourself a bit for the people that don't know about Alana yet. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm a YouTuber and I make content about NoFap, but I also make content about spirituality and just kind of like I do vlogs sometimes and also just my own just ideas about life and things and stuff like that. And I learned about NoFap from your videos. But I mean, well, actually, I'd heard about NoFap from originally from watching Ted Carr because I saw a lot of the ones he was making and I thought that it was just a guy thing. But then I saw you making it, and that's what made me inspired to try it. And yeah, I learned a lot about myself from it. And so now I'm just starting to see how crucial it really is to building a healthy life and sustaining healthy relationships, just like how important it is to get control over that area.
Yeah, because it goes a lot deeper than you might expect. People just think, yeah, it's just a challenge, just abstain from masturbation and pornography, and that's it. But actually,
Yeah,
it goes a lot deeper than that. It's really a mental thing as well, and physical too. So when I
absolutely.
saw that video of yours talking about turning lust into appreciation, I really wanted to talk a little bit more about it. And we made the topic today about turning lust into creativity. And
Yeah,
yeah, I thought maybe you could start to share your thoughts on this first.
cool. So I guess one of the biggest things I noticed from doing NoFap that I've heard a lot of men talk about experiencing too is just the reaction that you get when you see attractive people. Like, because before, if I would see like attractive women, and we've talked about this in other videos too, but just like how I'm a heterosexual straight woman, but porn was making me like objectify women and was making me like um I feel like I was seeing life like through a man's eyes almost. And in my day to day life, if I saw a beautiful woman, I would immediately start thinking about like porn or just I would think about her having sex or things like that. I was really like just coming from that energy. And NoFap, it really allows you to take away that part of it and only focus on the beauty of that person. And you kind of see like, because it's like if you can just find a way to turn lust into appreciation, that means that you're able to just let it be and not do anything about it, because lust comes from feeling like you need to do something. Like lust, there's like a driving like energy behind it, whereas appreciation is more like a relieving kind of feeling where you can just let that person be. You don't need to masturbate to them. You don't
Yeah.
need to like fantasize about them. You can just like let them be beautiful and then move on.
Yeah, and it's like when you think about lust or when you talk about lust, it's like something that you want to take. Like you want to take
Yeah.
something. It's like you have this urge and you want to do something with it to get something out of it. But when you say it
Exactly.
in the way that just you let that person just be them, you look at them
Mhm.
and can appreciate them just how they are without having these thoughts interfere or like changing the reality, bending it into something really twisted actually in your mind.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you've talked about this too. Like you mentioned in one of your videos how you can only experience love in the present moment. And I've noticed that with lust, it really takes you out of the present moment. And appreciation is all about the present moment.
Yeah.
Because it's like with lust, you're you're not present. You're not like focused on what's in front of you. You're like off in your head thinking about other things. You're like stuck in the future thinking about like if you could fuck her, or, like if you could fuck him or whatever. You're just like you're not present. Whereas
Exactly.
appreciation is just you're noticing what is here in front of you. You're not like fantasizing about things that have nothing to do with what's right here in front of you. You can notice like really subtle things. You can notice like the clothes that they've chosen to wear, like the styles, you know, like you can appreciate more of their like uniqueness in that way. And I guess that goes into creativity too. It's like you're noticing all the subtle parts about them, like the colors they chose to wear, the way that their hair is styled,
Right.
like the very subtle things about them
Yeah.
stick out.
Exactly. That is true. That's also what I experienced when I started to practice being more in the present moment. Details just become so much more revealing to you. Like you
Mm-hmm.
start to notice the little things about people, and when you are actually having these pornographic thoughts interfering with you, you start to compare. Like
Yeah.
um, compare them with yourself, compare them with these images in your head. Perhaps they're then not good enough for you because of those images, or you're searching something or looking for something that you can compare to those kind of things. So definitely doing comparisons, that is definitely something that already takes you out of the present moment. And
That's so true.
yeah, when I noticed that when you're completely here, and when you're completely with the people, being there with the people around you, um, you notice that you can just be fine with being, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to look for things in the future or from the past to make the experience any uh, more fun. And in that kind of way, when you're thinking about these more pornographic images, that really, I think, destroys relationships in a way. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and I also think uh, definitely the relationship between uh, not only a friendship relationship, but love relationship between two people. It really distorts the way what real love is and what real attraction is. And what are your thoughts actually on this when you think about love relationship between people and how porn
I'm
interferes
sorry,
with
you kind
that?
of can you repeat that last part one more time? You kind of cut
Oh,
out.
I think you got stuck too. So I wanted to refer to uh, the relationships between loving partners. Do I say that correctly, like that, or like between two people in a relationship out of love, not friendship
Mm-hmm.
only? How would um, pornography and masturbation interfere in a relationship like that?
Oh man, yeah. So I think that well, so it's like there's a lot of different parts of that because so I've had experiences and I've talked to people where it's like sometimes when you're having sex with one person, sometimes like the sex can be very zombie like because it's just very like mechanical and it's not about like getting to know the person deeper and deeper and deeper each time, but it's more just about like a mechanical thing because if you're watching porn you're going to carry that dynamic over to your relationship. And with porn, it's just about like this mechanical type of like experience. You know, you see something, you have a reaction, you get off, you're done. But the problem is that feeling carries over into relationships too, where like you'll have sex with someone and then subconsciously you'll kind of feel like done with them afterwards, you know? It's like how with porn we talked about before, how like with porn you feel disgusted right after you're done orgasming and then you just like want to turn it off.
Hmm.
And when you're associating that disgust to follow pleasure, then when you're in your relationship you're going to subconsciously feel that way about your partner. Like after you orgasm with them, afterwards you're going to feel like a little bit of repulsion or disgust just because it's what you've been conditioning yourself
Yeah.
to feel. And then also, like, there's a lot of people I talk about who they say that when they're having sex with their partner, they have to think about porn during having sex in order to stay aroused and to stay horny, you know, and that again goes back to what we were talking about, where it's just you're not in the present moment, you're just off in your head thinking about other things, and that translates into a more disconnected sexual experience because both people are just like there's that term mutual masturbation, where it's
Yeah.
just each partner is basically seeing sex as a way to masturbate with the other person's body, you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
instead of like connecting on a really deep emotional, spiritual, physical level, like,
Yeah.
because really,
Where you
yeah,
don't think of anything else. Actually, you're just really with your emotions, with your
yeah,
feelings, and it just takes that whole act to a different level. Like it won't
mm,
become that mechanical anymore, or yeah, boring, or because there is this thing that men say. It happens actually in porn too, so that instant novelty, so you keep on looking for better things because at some point you're bored, you want to go to the next thing that is shocking. So that also happens in real life with people. So you had this person and then you want to get something better because of those images actually, and that conditioning that you have done to yourself through watching those uh, porn videos. So relationships won't last that long because it's only kind of based perhaps on that lust, on that feeling I want to
so
get.
true.
So you're done with that person, you have seen it, so you want to go to the next one, and then to the next one, and then to the next one. And I think that's really interconnected with each other. How you look at porn and how you will look at the real life person, and every time wanting something new. And there was something else you were mentioning. Yeah, the thing about not being present during the act. Um, yeah, so when you are thinking about other things, it is impossible to feel that love between
Yeah,
you and that other person. You're comparing those images that you have seen to the person in front of you, and it probably will never reach the same dopamine high that you get because
exactly.
yeah, everything is kind of fake on those videos. Everything is polished to look more better, um, and a real life body won't be that exciting anymore to you.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's one of the big things that I always that I really find important. That at least stop watching porn because that really um, it makes it distorts your view about love, about sex, about relationships, and um,
Yeah,
also
I
those
completely.
images, that baggage that you take with you. Anything, anywhere, you will constantly be reminded of that, and you will compare literally anything to it. And for example, now I've been almost yeah, let me see, yeah, almost 2 years without watching porn, and there's like literally almost nothing more in my head where I can compare reality to those images anymore because I kind of forgot about it, all of those
How long would you
images.
say it took? Like how long would you say has it? Like when would you say they've completely left your mind?
I think um, towards the half of this year, I would say somewhere in the summertime, I really felt like I couldn't really. There was any. There wasn't any more connection between those images or some feeling that I would have. Um, yeah,
That's good. Yeah,
it's
I feel like
difficult.
I honestly am still struggling in that area where like
Mm.
I do still have these thoughts that come back and it's showing me how long it really takes to like completely make that
Yeah, it is a very long
situation.
long process, but that's now going through that experience myself. It is yeah, you indeed you have to go through it yourself in order to really feel that, because you are able to get these like nasty things out of your head for sure, but every time that you have that urge or you have that lust moment, you have to choose for yourself, no, I don't want to watch porn or masturbate and think about these images, because every time you do it you make that connection stronger between your urge, your feeling, and these images. If you say no at that moment, you're breaking that pattern and your brain needs to think of something else, or you have to connect it to something else. And that is where I thought this is pretty beautiful of you when you were talking about it, turning it into appreciation or turning it into creativity. So every time you have that urge, that feeling that you want to masturbate to pornography or do something, you right away stop it there and choose something else that can give you more benefit or some dopamine hit to something to release that energy of yours into
Yeah.
something that is more beneficial to you. So going to
It's like
exercise. Mhm.
yeah, it's just waking up to like your path, you know? It's because it's almost like porn like just takes you off of the path. But then like when you stop, yeah, you can really take time to see what you feel naturally inspired to do. Like whatever your natural inspiration is, then you start to remember like your purpose again and like why I'm here, you know? Like even as kids, like people as kids, like I feel like that's all I've been doing is just going back to all the things I used to do when I was a kid and falling in love with those things again. Like even with you, like I've seen the drawings and everything, you know,
Yeah,
like like it's like rediscovering these things that you used to do before
exactly.
that
Yeah,
came into your life, and it's like getting back to yourself, you know?
yeah, because you're not like blocking yourself anymore, or like putting the blinders on, or how you would say that better, distracting yourself, because it
Right.
is a huge distraction. Pornography, it's fake, it blurs your mind, it really just takes you out of the present moment and takes you away from your purpose. So it is a big distraction that you need to take off of yourself, and then you will remind yourself of the things you really like and love to do, and are kind of in a more innocent way you can look at the world.
Yeah.
Mhm. I think you got stuck again.
Really creativity thing because it's like in the present, I talked about this in a recent video I made where I feel like this is gonna sound kind of weird, but I almost feel like I'm making love to my life. Like I'm having sex. Cool.
So yeah, the connection got lost for a moment, but Alana was talking about how she was making love to her life. So if you can start again with that.
Sure. So I feel like people originally I thought that when you feel horny, it's like, yeah, it's like something that you're supposed to get rid of. But like learning to live life with a little bit of like horny energy in the background, it makes things more fun. Like you can use that energy to like make life more fun for you to live. like like that energy is kind of like it's a creative energy, you know? Because I mean, like orgasm, it has the potential to create life, to create a baby. And if you are keeping that energy with you, then like you can use that to aid, yeah, the creation of other things. You can give birth to ideas. You can give birth to businesses, books, like videos, whatever your thing is, you can give birth to those things. And when you keep that energy with you, it's like you enjoy those things more, so you feel like you're having a really beautiful like sensual experience with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can feel like I realize that I don't need porn and masturbation to experience sensuality. Like I can experience sensuality in really subtle moments, like taking a walk or like having a conversation with someone. Like I can really connect with all my senses in these moments and feel like more passion for my life.
Yeah.
And so like that energy lends itself to a lot of ideas that you can act on and create things with. So I think like that's the connection that people try to make with how you can, yeah, transmute sexual energy, turn it into something, but infuse your sexuality in it, and then it
Yeah,
makes that thing more attractive, you know?
exactly. Yeah, when you're saying this, I can really picture this because you have these people that are really, yeah, sensual or sexual, or you feel their energy, that like the way they speak and they talk and they look at you, or the way they tell stories, or the way they walk or do certain movements, they it oozes off of them. And I would think the people that are daily masturbators, that are daily porn watchers, you can kind of almost sense that too. They're it's not, it doesn't mean that every single person that doesn't have that energy around them does watch porn or masturbate, but
Right, right, right.
they're kind of more probably hunched over and not so interactive with the whole world. They don't look at you into the eye when they speak. um,
Yeah.
they don't, yeah, initiate conversations that much. And yeah, there's a whole aura difference, I would say. I think, like you say, if you carry that sexual energy with you and just start to interact with the world, like you say, just the way you talk to people, the way you like lift your pen off your desk, the way you put your hair behind your like in a
Yeah.
ponytail, like all these things, you can ooze that into all these areas of your life, and everything just becomes more exciting, I would say. Like the way I remember that I was just folding my laundry, but just really feeling the texture of the laundry, folding it really neatly, and feeling kind of like an achievement to put it all very neatly, like just uh, putting all that energy
Yeah.
into all the things that you're doing. And just the smallest little boring things can become really fun, I would say.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's it, indeed the way that you can transmute that urge, that sexual energy, into something else. And at some point that urge doesn't feel like the urge to masturbate anymore. It doesn't feel like at least to me, that's what happens to me. Like I don't feel that urge that I want to touch myself anymore in some certain way, or that I want to watch some pornographic images anymore. Like, uh, I don't exactly know in what it transferred it to, but I do notice that just by doing Nofap for such a long period of time, it lifts up that baseline of just
Mhm.
that you can enjoy life a lot more.
I completely agree with you. And I see it, like I see like you, like I don't know, you I feel like you've talked about it before, how you've been able to be more productive, like do a lot, make create a lot more content, get back to things you used to do. It's like, I mean, you even found your relationship from this like
Yeah,
transformation, right?
yeah, I think so. That the funniest thing was that he also started NoFap at the same time that I did. We didn't know that of each other. So in some kind of way, yeah, you probably maybe subconsciously attract people like that, of course, around you, because you have this new energy, the new, yeah. I would say if you are already um, how would I say that? If you're already exuding that energy of having more fun with your life, you will attract more people like that. So you will leave
Mm.
the before. I can give my own example about that. I think more than a year ago, I was kind of surrounded around people that were low on energy, kind of depressed, and just not such high energy people. But from the inside, I
Mhm.
always felt like I am this high energy person that likes to experience new things. But I was kind of sucked into, yeah, feeling lower, and everything was really hard. And I think, of course, it has a lot more different factors. But I think definitely NoFap has opened that door to show me that, oh, it is, I am possible to change my path, to change the way I think, to change the way how I'm feeling. And then when I started using that I would say that creative energy, that sexual energy in other areas in my life, I noticed a big change in the way how I was feeling and the way how I was interacting and just being, which probably also helped me attract different people into my life. And I think in that way, I definitely found also my boyfriend. And yeah, one big lesson I learned: the more you are authentic to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
the better relationships you will attract through that. The more like-minded people you will find in your life. And yeah, definitely Nofap was one of the things that really helped with that.
You made a post recently about how you embodied feminine energy to attract like masculine energy into your life.
Yeah.
It was a post on Instagram that you made, I think, and I really wanted to hear more about that. I don't know if you want to talk about that now or a different video, but that was something that really stuck out to me.
Shall we make a video about that then one
We
another time?
should. I think we
Yeah,
should.
that would be interesting. Yeah, the post was about indeed that from within, I always felt that I like to do or yeah, there's always a balance in a person between the feminine and the masculine energy. But I think I was more finding myself more in uh, this masculine energy where I didn't want other people to help me, that I knew it better. I was thinking more logical. Um, uh, yeah, I wasn't very open or caring or nurturing to the people around me, I would say. And yeah, of course, your actions matter more than what you're thinking from within, because that's how you kind of interact with the world around you. So
Mm-hmm.
because of that, I was kind of um, oh, I think you froze again. Oh no, there you are. Because of that, I attracted the the wrong people, sort of say, not the people that I wanted to have around me or the relationships that I wanted to have. So once I started to change myself, being more feminine, and that doesn't need to mean I need to start to wear makeup, and I think that's a part of it too, like the how your appearance is, but in letting others help me more, um, being
The
more
energy.
caring, yeah, being more caring and nurturing to other people, and um, I think that's what I find feminine too. And once I started acting more like that, you will start to attract more masculinity towards you, because I would say masculine energy is also more protective, which wants to protect something that is more kind of fragile, or how would I say that?
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like to Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like wanting to, yeah, protect something beautiful, you
yeah,
know? I mean, there's like
mm,
and it's funny because it's like, it feels good to embody that energy. It's only
mhm,
like stuff that I thought I was supposed to be, I guess, or
mm,
something, you know?
okay,
Like, I mean, I'm still working on it, I guess, but like, with what you said about, yeah, like not wanting to accept help in any form, it's like we think that's a good thing,
hmm,
but then that kind of like translates into, yeah, just different dynamics that you attract to yourself
yeah.
coming from that
Yeah,
energy.
for example, when I observe people, like I like to observe people and just listen to what they're saying and how they're interacting with each other. Um, but I remember, for example, a girl was cooking dinner, and then the boyfriend comes in and just asks really sweetly, like, "Can I chop this up for you? Can I help you with something?" And she was like, "No, no, I can do this myself. Like, never mind, blah blah blah." But that's what you hear most often in relationships, that there's this, yeah, kind of annoyance or kind of this fighting between each other, but it is because um, uh, we don't really see the basics of man and women, like these roles. In really basic, the guy is kind of wanting to help and show that, and he's uh, in a way wants to feel needed.
He,
Like he wants to
yeah,
feel needed. he wants to show that he can help and provide and protect and do the things for her. But if she won't let that happen, then there's not that balance between each other. So the female is acting a bit in a more masculine way, and then the man feels like, I'm not needed here. Like, she won't even let me help me. So what is this? So in these kind of little details of if a guy asks you, for example, should I grab your coat? Like, you can do it yourself, but just let him do that. Like, he will feel kind of more accomplished and like, I did something for her. So in these little details, you can, um, make that relationship more balanced, I would say.
Yeah,
In feminine and
definitely.
masculine.
Yeah, I really want to learn more about that stuff. I feel like it's something that I haven't really fully started to learn and master yet, but it makes so much sense. Just like the energy that you exude is gonna attract something to balance it, and if you're giving off a certain vibe, then like it helps you be aware of why you've been attracting certain things to you. You know, 'cause, like, I've noticed patterns in my relationships of like why do I keep attracting this energy? Well, like, it must be because of something that I'm giving out, because it's like happening a lot. You know?
Yeah, it's good that you become aware of that, because that is when you can start to change these things. Indeed.
So how did you start to like embody femininity? Did you like read about it, or how did you start to learn about how to do that? Was it more intuitive?
I think very intuitive, because I haven't read books upon it. I did start to watch some YouTube videos, but not in particular spirituality. It was more literally very superficial, I would say, like how women's etiquette, like literally like that, and what men, trying to place myself in a male and think of what I would like from a girl in a way. Not that not in this a greedy way, like I want to take this and that with her, but in the smallest details that, of course, a girl can look beautiful without makeup. Like, she doesn't need it at all. There's so many pretty girls that don't need makeup at all. And but it is sometimes nice to just dress up a little for a guy. Like, he likes to see you.
Like, as a woman, I appreciate it the other way around.
Exactly. Like, if you expect a man to hold your door, to give his coat to you, to do all these little things, you also should do something like back in that superficial kind of way, in the things we would expect from each other.
I wouldn't even say it's superficial, because it's meaningful. I think it is meaningful, because even like, and even with men too, it's like, I don't want to see like the guy I'm with to only be wearing like sweatpants and sweatshirts. I would like him to dress up sometimes too, right? You know, like
yeah, because like they already look good and stuff, but it's just like something extra, something really nice. Like, oh damn, that's nice. Like, yeah.
Right, exactly. And I think that was something I had a really hard time with, was like battling that part of myself that was saying like, well, no, you shouldn't have to do these things to get love or to get this. But then the part of me that was like, but wait, but you like to do those things. Like, those things are fun. Like, you enjoy those things. And it's like, yeah, it's just, but I realized kind of like it's weird, because it's like sometimes logic can overtake you to where you lose like the magic of life. It's like, logically, yes, like women shouldn't have to do these things and abide by these beauty standards, but then it's like, feeling wise, like there's certain things that just feel fun and that you want to do.
Yeah, that's what I have been actually discovering in that intuitive way, that I found, hey, I went a long time with like not wanting. It wasn't that I didn't really want to wear makeup. I was kind of lazy about it, and I thought whatever. But I noticed that I really like actually these things. I don't make it a big hobby out of it, but I do like to put on some makeup sometimes and dress nice, or do my hair and maybe look kind of more like these beauty standards. But it's not because of the beauty standards. It is because I really like it. And I think that's a whole journey to go through, because when you grow up, you kind of blindly do that and follow that. and then you start to question yourself, like, should I actually be doing this? Should I like do what they say because they say it's beautiful? And then you kind of rebel against it, like, I'm not gonna wear makeup anymore because I don't need it, I don't want it. And then at some point you figure out if you really don't like it or you actually do like it, because
Yeah,
it's just fun to do. You do it out of yourself and not for anyone else. So it's
exactly.
this
Yeah.
process where you go through, I think. And I think the best way is to find that intuitively. So of course you
Mm-hmm.
can read books about feminine and masculine energy, and watch videos about it. But I think it is just, I think, a nicer way to discover that through yourself, what it actually really means to you. Because there are a lot of people that say that long hair doesn't mean feminine, uh, doesn't mean uh, feminine to me. Like, it doesn't mean that it's feminine to me. Um, and then that's their view of what feminine is or not. But for example, I think long hair is feminine and is like prettier or something, because it just really comes from within, from me. I don't think it's just a beauty standard that is put, that I am abiding by, but it is a long process where you go through, and then eventually you create that argument for yourself why you think that. Or,
That's true. And it's almost like you need to go through that process to feel more empowered in your decision after that. Because then it's like you've been through both sides and now you know really why you're doing it. And then
yeah,
it's more empowering.
yeah,
That way.
exactly. That is true. To experience the both sides, indeed. But what
Hmm.
do you think? Like, what does femininity actually mean to you? What would you say?
Well, it's interesting. I actually have been looking at a lot of videos talking about like what feminine energy means and everything. And everyone has something different to say, honestly. But the ones that really resonate with me, they talk about feminine energy being very like how like masculine energy, they need to feel supported, and so it's like you really support the person on their mission, and you trust that in like their ability to like take care of you or something. It's like it's almost, it's like very surrendering, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're surrendering to something, but not in a bad way. It's like not like you're submitting,
Yeah.
but like you're willingly surrendering because you trust, you know. It's like surrendering out of trust. And then like they talk about how feminine energy is very like fluid, like able to kind of go along with the flow of life with like a smile on your face, you know. It's like you're more like lighthearted, like you can help guide a man to like
Better
joy or
himself,
like
and
fun,
yeah.
you know. Yeah, and it's very like sensual, very sensual, very like intuitive. And I guess like I would say like just softer, like more gentle energy, more like just more like I don't know, like calming. Like when I think of femininity, I think of like calming,
Mm-hmm.
and when I think of masculine energy, I think of like more like
Yeah.
like
Power,
energized.
yeah. Indeed.
I don't know.
I agree
And
with that too.
yeah, and also also just like I think of like aesthetics, you know? Like I think of like making things prettier, like making things better to look at and to be around. Like I think of like you know, spending a lot of time on like making your surrounding beautiful. I associate with femininity, like keeping like the colors like just very in touch with the way everything looks.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I've
um
heard that saying so a lot of times, that the man actually provides the building blocks, makes a home, but makes a house, but we make the home, and the man
right,
sources
right,
the ingredients for food, but we make a meal out of it. So we both
right.
really need each other to, yeah, live together in that way. So man is really logical. Like, here's the stuff. Like, I know exactly how this works, and I put it together like that. But we actually make it work and make it function, like create something beautiful out of it.
Make it enjoyable to live in.
Yeah, exactly. I always thought that was such a beautiful thing that the man makes the house, but we make it a home to live in. Yeah, I agree. That's a big difference between the female, the feminine energy and the masculine energy. That the man is, I would say more powerful, more aggressive, more optimistic, go-getters, I would say.
Like more material, like more in the material world, and we're more like in the emotional kind of like ethereal world.
Yeah, spiritual. Yeah, indeed. Okay. Yeah, I want to thank you very much for today to talk together. I'm really glad I could get more insight on turning your lust into creativity, into appreciation. And we went a little bit into masculine energy and feminine energy too, so you get that as an extra for today.
Thanks so much for having me. I love talking to you.
Yes, that was fun. We should now do this more often because now I know how to record everything here. I definitely feel that with turning that lust into creativity or appreciation, it comes down to you to take that action. Every time you feel that urge or that feeling that you want to watch porn, or you get that urge to you want to go and masturbate, it is the decision you make based on that feeling which will keep you connected to it or not. So you need to take the decision to change it, do something else in that moment, cut that pattern. Because if you every time you say yes, it will take even longer to get rid of it. So you need to be strong and say to yourself, no, I'm gonna do something else. And you have to do something else in that moment. You cannot just sit there thinking, okay, I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, you need to do something else because your brain is expecting some dopamine release. It's expecting some reward, some feel good, some pleasurable energy. But if you don't give that, then it will probably resort to the most easiest thing. You turn on your computer and fap away, you could say. But then it's up to you. Go do some exercise. Go do something creative. Work on your own project. Do something that can give you a better reward back. And that's, I think, how you can transmute that sexual energy into something creative into your life. And at some point, it will become such a habit that that feeling will just like enter your life in all different aspects, that you just carry that around always with you, and you just start to transform into a different person, I think. Yeah. And do you have anything else to add?
No, not really. Just take the time to understand yourself, understand your motivation behind your habits, and question if your habits are really serving you or if they're taking you away from your purpose and your path. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining me here. Then I'm gonna end the talk for today here. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. If you want to add anything, your thoughts on the masculine and feminine energy, your thoughts on transmuting this sexual energy, creative energy into appreciation or into something better in your life, just share your thoughts and you can help somebody else out. And if you want to check Alana, her YouTube and her Instagram, I will leave it in the description box down below. She has a lot more content about this, so go ahead and enjoy that. And we will see you in another video. Thanks for being here. Bye bye.